thank you for joining us on this webinar. This is a very important occasion for us. I would like to take you through, what multi-commodity exchange is all about and how does the Gramin Suvidha Kendra is a business model for the corporate and how it really works towards generating value for small marginal farmers in India. So multi-commodity exchange of India, and you see the slide coming in very shortly on your screens, is a demutualized commodity exchange, and we have a permanent recognition from the government of India. Very simply put, it's an electronic platform which brings buyers and sellers together and showcases futures prices of commodities. In 2010, we were the world's sixth largest commodity exchange. Our vision is, to ensure that there is a unified commodity market which is driven by market forces and provides a level playing field for all stakeholders. So we aim to bring together farmers, consumers, traders, exporters, and importers on a single platform. Now, with this very vision, we wanted to leverage our core domain knowledge, which is how do we create efficient marketplaces using modern technology, and how do we use this disruptive technology to bring markets to masses working within this country. And this thought led to us thinking about bringing in a relationship with the Department of Post in India to create a very strategic alliance which we call as Gramin Suvidha Kendra or GSK. In English, I would translate that as Rural Convenience Center. And the aim was to ensure that the benefit of commodity exchanges reaches the recesses of rural India through a very single window service, and that we are able to fulfill the farmers' pre- and post-harvest requirements. So I'm going to take you through a very unique, innovative public-private partnership model which is completely based on trust and credibility. And for that, let me take you through how the Department of Post in India is structured. When you look at this, you see every state, India has around 26 states. Every state has a head post office which is generally located in the capital of that particular state. And there are a number of hubs which are in the district level, each connecting to spokes, which are the village post offices. And these village post offices in turn get connected to villages. So if I were to use a setup of this particular network, which is 1.25 sub post offices in the villages, which is 90% of the India Post across the country is in the rural area. So if we were to connect at the hub level, which is the district level post, by virtue of the network of the post, I would get access to large number of villages. This makes the model extremely low cost, scalable and replicable because the post processes and systems are universal across the country, which is why we use this particular model. Now, how does it actually work for us? So if we use the hub over here, the sub post office, which is at a district level, is our hub. And from there we are connected to all these spokes, the village post offices. And we use the hub as a ICT based, where we have a computer, a scanner and a printer, and a local youth who comes in and every day takes a printout of a customized agriculture price, crop commodity price list, which goes in the postal bag to all the spokes, to all the village post offices. Once it travels in the postal bag to the village post offices, there is a blackboard outside the house of the village postmaster. I'll take you back to the last slide and you can see the blackboard. This is updated by the village postmaster himself. And this blackboard every day has the price information of spot price and future prices of the crop that is grown in this region. All this information up to here is gratis by MCX. But we understand very clearly that we have to build up an ecosystem around this price information. When farmers understand that price signals and price trends can be used as an effective tool to make decisions for sowing and decisions for selling, it becomes imperative that we support them with the systems that would help them to sow better and sell better. Hence today, GSK has completely evolved from being just a price dissemination model to being one where we provide services right from supply of agriculture inputs, warehousing facilities, weather insurance, and any other such facility that would help the farmer uplift himself in the whole sphere of agriculture. So it has now become a model which the whole outcome of which is economic prosperity and empowerment using price signals and price trends to take a decision to improve their lifestyle. How does this really work? Now, if somebody in the deep interior villages of India were to place an order for a quality agriculture seed and were to come to the post office, how does this model really work? I'll give you an example over here of how does one place order for purchase of quality seeds or pesticides. Each center has a local youth whom is monitored and evaluated by MCX. So the orders are placed at the local post office, at the village level post office. The village postmaster is trained by MCX. There is a capacity building and awareness program that happens at the village level for farmers as well as for the post office officials. This capacity building program creates an awareness about Gramin Suvidha Kendra, what are the services available. MCX at the back end has got a number of partnerships and MOUs with seed companies. And the beauty of these partnerships are that these companies' names have been given to us by farmers. So here is a model which gives farmers services that they want. Here is a model that has partners that the farmers have suggested. Our business is futures price information. What we have learned or what we have bought on the table has clearly been told to us by our beneficiaries. So the order is placed at the post office and it's a cash model. India has a history of farmers getting into a vicious credit cycle. This model aims to create a different system altogether, bringing in a cash model where a farmer can place a demand at the post office by paying 10% advance. And at the back end, the rural coordinator, along with the seed company, which is a partner for this project, ensures that the products are delivered within the next 2 days at the local post office. And the postman ensures that the same are given away to the farmer. The collection of the money is done completely by the post. So this model runs on the vehicles of trust and credibility of India Post, which are irreplaceable for us. Because handing of cash, making the check payment to the party, the seed company, everything is done by the post. The main liaison is done by the coordinator who is supplemented very clearly by the post. Now when you have a public-private partnership of this kind, it follows that there are going to be challenges because here is a corporate working with the post, which is a government body and which has multiple other partners on it. So what are these challenges and learnings that we have got from this particular model? And I've always looked at challenges as learnings and as opportunities for us. So motivating the whole postal system to do something completely different other than just a savings system or other than just delivering mail was a whole new learning for us where we used the postal network for an unconventional activity. Naturally, the post expects this model to be revenue generative and giving them something because they're letting us access the network. So we had to continuously work on the incentives that we could give to India Post, to its branch postmaster or to the sub-level post office or to the coordinator so that this model could become a revenue generative model. The key challenge and the key learning we learned was that you really cannot put a time frame that now I've put this model and in the next 1 month everything will change, people will sign up and we will do great volumes of sales. And the learning we learned here was that agriculture is extremely traditional driven. And if you wish for things to change, you have to work on changing the mindsets. Now this model works with the premise that you want to shift farmers from being producers to being marketeers. So they look at price trends, price signals, and learn how to market their goods, negotiate a better price, and decide to sell at the right time. For that, it means they have to change their mindset, which cannot be put into a time frame of months. Sometimes it is a very long drawn out process, and I think Anisha will also collaborate that when she comes in. One of the key other learnings we had was that this project would succeed and work only if we give farmers what they wanted and not what we wanted to give them. So though we wanted to give them price information, we the model evolved to give the farmers what they wanted, and which was supply of inputs and weather insurance facilities or warehousing facility and awareness programs, which also brought in government agriculture extension workers into this particular field. It's very critical that we have right partners who believe in this particular project, who believe that this project goes beyond just doing business, but also creating real value for small marginal farmers. And it has to be linked to the business of that particular partner, otherwise it makes no sense for anybody to join hands. And we have learned to create the whole postal network as an alternate distribution channel, with MCX facilitating the sale and the distribution of various services. We hope somewhere down the line that this model will set the tone for bringing about change in policies that impact agriculture and impact small farmers, who will by then start looking at the futures exchange as the reference point when they go in to negotiate a better price. And this is what this model aims to do. And the ultimate aim is to create a sustainable and comprehensive process of rural development. I would hand over next to Nisha, who will come in with her perspectives from the Business Innovation Facility. Thank you.